growth on your investment was. You want to know what your investment returned. And therefore, you're actually asking, what was the internal rate of return of my investment? And there's a few factors that will influence this, which we'll discuss now. The point of entry plays a large role. When you start to invest, will have an effect on the outcome. So it depends on what date you start to look at how much your investment returned, what the actual figure will be. So for instance, if you started your investment right before a run in the market, obviously you're going to have a much better outcome than if you started your investment right before a downfall in the market. So when you look at how did my investment return, if you start at the date of inception, which would be the right thing to do to know exactly what your investment did over the full term of your investment, you have to consider when your investment started. So if it's 5 years down the line and the market is turning either up or down at that point, it will influence your expectation for the next term of your investment. But yeah, if you have two people that invested in the exact same investment, the fact that they didn't start at the same time will impact what their actual return outcome was. Following on from the previous point, we're now looking at the term of your investment. And here I mean where the end period is that you're looking at. So if you are looking at it at the end of the previous month versus right now, when you compare investment returns, that is playing a large role. So if you're comparing two investments in the same category, for instance, or two people in the same investment, you want to make sure that your term, the end of your term, is also the same. So many times when you look at things like fund fact sheets, they will show you the previous quarter results, or they'll show you the previous month end. So make sure where it ends, and when you compare returns, that you look at it over the exact same term. Now we're looking at the period of review. So this depends on how long your investment has been in existence. When you compare it to other types of categories or similar kinds of funds or whatever it is that you've purchased into, okay, make sure that you use the same period. Like I've already mentioned, the start date and the end date must be the same. However, things like your investment term's goal will play a role here. If it's a short-term goal, you want to review it over shorter periods of times to make sure that you will be able to reach that goal within that set period. So then you can make adjustments in the interim if needed. If it's a long-term goal, you don't want to look at it over shorter periods of time because it will probably not have reached its goal if it wasn't intended for that shorter period. So you want to make sure that you only look at it over longer extended periods of times to track its performance towards your goal. The fairest and most popular and probably most accurate way to compare returns is over a year, because it will account for everything that happened during that year. It will account for distributions, unit price changes, costs, etc., etc. So when you want to compare your investment to a benchmark or to other investments, then make sure you look at it over a year at least, okay? Considering all the things I've just said as well, right? When you do this, make sure, is it annualized returns or unannualized returns that you're looking at? Is it annualized over a specific year period, or is it rolling annual performances? So make sure that you're comparing like for like when you look at these returns. But yes, yearly returns, yearly rate of returns, or annual rate of returns is the most popular way to evaluate performance.